A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there to my channel, the Twin Flame Union. And in this particular channeling session, I'm going to be sharing the energy of Divine Masculine, where he feels that his old life is crumbling down, and this is a mirror reflection of the Divine Feminine's life that has changed a lot and it's changing even more. So he is doing a mirror reflection of that, and he's seeing and he wants it more now. Earlier he was scared of it, now he wants it more. So old life crumbling down, old patterns falling, and new ones forming. Let's get started. So what's happening with the Divine Masculine right now is that he was like for a long time always contemplating what is his life really all about. And this type of contemplation only happens when you are in the awakening process. People who are asleep or people who are caught in the matrix or stuck in the matrix, they don't think all that. They just keep doing everything that other people are doing without questioning it. And he has always questioned many things, and that's why you would notice a lot of Divine Masculines. They watch a lot of conspiracy documentaries, they watch a lot of conspiracy videos. They like to, their you can say inner work is different from the Divine Feminine, because the Divine Feminines are finding out information about the journey, about their own feelings, while they are doing a research about what's happening in the planet, what's happening around them, about jobs, about materialism, about this, about that. And you can ask them a series of things and they would know, or they would have seen it. They're sort of present in all of these, areas, or all of those frequencies and dimensions. But for sure, they feel that their life has got dismantled and destroyed ever since the Divine Feminine stepped into their world. Earlier, when they were together, obviously, they were blaming her for all the negative emotions, for all the fights, for all the problems that were happening in the family or within the friends or in their work, in their health. They were constantly picking on the Divine Feminine. And again, this is not to make anyone feel like Divine Feminines are poor victims and they were the that is what they thought. That she is the reason behind all my problems. So the Divine Feminine also got fed up of it. In many cases, the Divine Feminines have also run away. In many relationships, you can see that the runner-chaser dynamic is being played by both on many occasions. For some time, he is the chaser, then she's the runner, then she's the chaser and he's the runner. With some people, that also has played out. Nevertheless, in this channeling, the energy of this channeling is that he used to blame her for all the problems, and then the separation phase happened. And when the separation phase happened, for those who chose the karmic relationship, okay, they chose the karmic or the false twin or whatever. For those who did not do any of that and they were simply healing the templates, like they were figuring out how to earn money, or they were figuring out who's who in my family. They were figuring out the matriarchal bonds they had, like, why is my mother always after my DF, or why is my sister always after my DF, all of those things. And what is his patriarchal connection, what is his father, everyone has a certain impact. So during the separation, he has got time to figure all that out. So earlier he was blaming her constantly, and then he said, okay, I'm going to run away from her. In the long separation, because the Divine Feminine is also tired of chasing him, running, that's like enough of chasing him. I don't want to do this anymore. Let him go away. Let him run away. I don't want to do this. I will live my own life. Finally, when she comes into that stable zone and she starts working on herself, even though it could have hurt her, when she saw him with someone else, and he is claiming that he has found someone and this and that, even though it could have hurt her, or even though if she could have gone on dates with other people, because normally this whole dynamic, it sort of changes. I will come to that in some other channeling because I don't want to change or deviate from that. I don't want any one of you to get confused, but in many cases, it also happens that the divine feminine who had many desires too, like she also wanted to have a fling, she also wanted to do casual dating, she also wanted to check out the dating apps, but she never did that. But the divine masculine was quite hands-on with that type of life, quite hands-on. And during the separation, during the mini reunions when they come and go, he told her how he went to some other person and he found her on the dating app or this or that. And for her, it used to be like, oh my God, how can he even do this? How can he have a fling with someone like that, So the roles get reversed because she had way too much with him, like she could not take it anymore, and she was done with all the serious relationships, all the long-term relationships she had, all the commitment she did throughout her life, and yet she never got anything in return. She said, to hell with this, me being always the commitment person, always chasing my love and always trying to mend the relationships. Now I don't want to do any of that. Now I just want to, see what happens in life, how things go. I'm not gonna be very serious about these matters. All of this happens during the separation. The roles get reversed, and the divine masculine, and that's why a lot of you say that he chose someone else, he chose someone over me, and look at him, he's so serious about her, he's taking her out for dates, he never did that for me, or he's spending on her, or he's committed to her XYZ, whatever it may be. That's because he now becomes the person who wants to try out what a serious relationship feels other than her. Because with her, he faced so much problem. So he thought that, okay, she is the one who's wrong. She is the one who's the troublemaker, not me. I am fine. My family is right. My family told me don't go for her. They were right. My mother was right. My sisters were right. Or whosoever, the feminine, my best friend was right, who's been with me, since 25 years. Her own relationships never work out, but she was, giving me so much, knowledge. So she could be right. So he believes all the other people, but he does not believe the love he had for the divine feminine, or the love she gave to him, the true love she gave to him. So he makes that decision that let me change the person. So now the divine masculine was like, okay, I will change the person, because she is the troublemaker and everyone, disapproves of her around me. So let me find a girl who everyone would approve of and everything will be okay. Let's say the age gap was a problem. So he says, let me look for a girl whose age is, not a problem. Or say money was a problem, or a social status was a problem, or spirituality was a problem. Because the divine feminines are very spiritual, always very spiritual, always believing God. So it used to irritate some people around him. Or even his shadow self used to get irritated with it. He would say, why do you believe in all this? Why do you listen to all these channelings? Or why do you go for tarot card readings? Or why do you believe in intuition? What is this third eye talk about? What is this meditation course you want to do? Why do you have to go after these animals, save them and rescue them? Why do you have to do why can't you just live your life? People are fake, all these things are fake, that is fake, this is fake. So he had a very negative attitude towards her after a certain point. Yes, initially everything was very nice, and during the coming and going, everything was very beautiful. Every time they would go away from each other for 4 months, 5 months, and they would come back like mad lovers, really crazy about each other. And then few months it would go nice, and again back to square one. And every time she would come back, she would change a lot, and the change is what used to attract him towards her. Also, it was the sexual feeling, or that physical attraction, all of that. But after a point, when everything subsided, he was like, no, she is not the right person for me. He was very sure. And so he goes out looking for a false twin or a karmic who would display all of the traits that he is looking for. And he was in denial of the divine feminine. He turned into a major denial. Something really bad happened between them. Really bad fight broke out, or something, that he could not. He was like, no, I cannot do this anymore. And she is the culprit. She is the bad person. So all of that had dismantled and destroyed the life of divine feminine. Let me tell this to you all in this channeling session. All those things that he did to her, all the things that he put her through, it had also dismantled and destroyed her life. But when he ran away for the long separation, she did not chase him this time. In fact, she had also started having a big dislike for him. A lot of you would feel that, how stupid was I to run after this man? How stupid was I to do everything as he said? How stupid was I? I was constantly convincing him, constantly pleading to him, constantly showing him, what great things we can do if we stop being so negative, if we change our dimension, we change our frequency. Let's not live in 3D. Let's not get so impacted by the materialistic life. Let's do what we love to do. She would say all of those things, and then he would be nice, and then again run away, then come back. It had a big, it can cause a big toll in a person. It can cause a lot of depression in a person. But it's the divine feminine, very powerful, very strong DNA she has. So she was the one who could take all of this. If you give it to a normal person, they cannot take all of this. And that's why universe does not give it to every person, and that's why every person cannot understand her journey. Even the same people in our household, they cannot understand what she's doing, sitting alone in a room, listening to something, reading something, going away. They don't understand all of that. What is she up to? What does she want? They also keep poking her. So there is this poking from the divine masculine, then there is poking from the family members, then she cannot make friends. So there is a lot of rigmarole, we can say, that she goes through. And whatever dismantling and disruption he caused in her life, that eventually subsided when the separation phase happened. I'm talking about the final stage separation. And she relaxed. Even in the mini separations, she became a better person. She started loving her company, she started enjoying herself, she made some new friends, she would travel, or if not travel, she would do something creative, and he would come back. Because her energy got healed, and he would come back. But there is lots of work to be done. There is so much inner work to be done. So now in this channeling session, he is going through all of those situations now that she was going through. So till the time the divine feminine does not find that true peace, that anchor within her, and she doesn't let him go. So it's very important to let him go. Let him go, enjoy. So when she starts developing that power, and in many of your cases, you even see his happy photos, you find out through someone, there are some probably, mutual friends, or something happens that you find out, or he only calls you up in between, just to check on you, just to see how you're doing, or he is keeping an eye on you, so he sees you're very happy, you're so, chilled out, and she rejects him, she says no. And I'm talking about this particular channeling. In this case, what I'm seeing is that he tries to get back to her, and she tells him to get lost in a very nice way, or she doesn't even recognize him. Obviously she was pretending. So she says, oh, how come you called me up? Why did you call me up? What's the matter? And he would be like, I just called, give any excuse or reason. Okay, anyway, I'm busy, I'll talk to you later. And that's it. So she understands that he's in a relationship with another woman, and he's calling me up. Why is he calling me up? He should be very confident about why is he calling me up. He should not be like, yeah, I'm not. So she tested him in 5 seconds or 30 seconds or 1 minute, and then she's like, okay, I don't have time for this, I'll talk to you later. She didn't even show. It's not that she's pretending, it's real. She's not feeling it. She's detached from him, fully detached from him. So what happens? Why is he calling her, or why is he checking her out, or why is he following her when he thought that she is the troublemaker, she is the bad person, or in some cases she is the evil one. So if she is the evil one, she is the troublemaker, she is the culprit, she is the one who caused a huge rigmarole in his life, then why does he want to check her out? That's what he's thinking now. Why does he want to find her, and why is he reminiscing all the good things she did for him now? Because the karmic is giving him trouble. Because the false twin is showing him, stars in daylight. And because he is feeling that he was too much. Why didn't he listen to her? Why? He was really happy with her. He also got some temptations that he had to heal. So maybe he had a certain type of women that he was really attracted to, or he thought that they would be really nice. He had to heal that, because when you love somebody, you don't love them for their body, or you cannot condescend another person's beauty and compare them with someone else. It's not necessary that your divine feminine has to have blonde hair, or she has to have a big butt, or she has to have big bust, or maybe she needs to have a smaller butt, or every man has a different type of fascination. Some men like big butt, some men like small butt, some men like big boobs, some men don't like, some of them even make fun of it. I have personally seen it. Some of them like fair skin, some of them like dark complexion, some of them like tall girls, some of them like short girls. But these are all materialistic things, these are all bodily things. When you really fall into the twin flame journey, you are up over and above all that. And this doesn't mean that your divine feminine is any less beautiful. Even your divine feminine could think, oh, I want a guy with six-pack abs, or she could think, oh, I want a guy with dad bod, like a regular body. I don't like men who are way too muscular. Or and the divine masculine loves to go to the gym. He is constantly pumping up, because he also needs validation from the outside world or from the other men. So every day he's going to the gym, he wants to have the hugest possible biceps or this or that. And she's like, no, you don't need to do all of that. I like you even when you're normal. Even if you don't have six-pack abs, I would still really love you the way I love you even now. But he doesn't have that. So I'm just giving a few examples. These physical aspects don't make a person beautiful or ugly, but the divine masculines and the divine feminines, they both need to learn this by experience. Now, in some cases, obviously the divine feminine had done inner work on those areas, so she accepted him the way he was, even if he has gray hair, or even if he has doesn't have a six-pack ab or this or that, or even if he may not be very tall, or she just accepted him like, okay, whatever the way you are, I'll accept you. Or the vice versa of it. Maybe the masculine is too tall for her, she's very short, maybe she's 5'2" and the masculine is 6'2", 6'1", 6'4", and she's like, how am I going to walk around with this guy, he's so tall for me. But she's like, no, so what if he's tall, we both make a cute pair. These are the things that you learn later on. But maybe there is work to be done on the divine masculine's end. Maybe he is still troubled by these things like age gap, or physical features, or social status, or ethnicity, or race, or family decision making, and this and that, or education. In some cases it could be education also. Maybe the divine feminine hasn't gone to college, she only studied till high school, and she thought that this education system is really stupid. Maybe she was much wiser than other people around her, so she said that I don't want to go to college, I'd rather learn some business acumen, or I should rather focus on what I love and make money out of it and run my house and this and that. And maybe she was successful at that. And then there comes a divine masculine who probably has a PhD in something, and she's like, oh, you have a PhD, but I have done just +2. And still she has read like probably 600 books already, about life and about spirituality, and he hasn't. And again, I'm not condescending people who have PhDs, I'm just saying, this could play out. Or it could be the vice versa. Maybe the divine feminine has a PhD or some kind of a degree or some masters, and he doesn't have it. So there is a certain block between them about education, about having degrees. So these are many situations that can play out. And now, because I am doing the channeling in such a way that I'm talking about the divine masculine's world is crumbling down, then that's the reason why I'm giving these examples, because there was one point where her world also came crumbling down. So now that polarity mirroring is happening. There was a time when he was very peaceful and in love with himself, more in love with himself as compared to what she was. But now she's more in love with herself and his world is crumbling down. Both the things have to happen. Only then they will learn, from the differences they go through, from the polarities they go through, what each other could have felt. In some cases, the divine feminine, when she's like feeling these ascension energies and she feels upgraded, she also reminisces You know how he used to tell me all these things, that don't bother about these things, or just chill, just take a chill pill. Why do you worry about money all the time? Okay, we'll manage things, we'll somehow do this, we'll somehow do that. And now she's actually following the same principles that he used to talk about. And she's like, yeah, he used to say these things too. Or about casual dating, like he would tell her, yeah, I have casually dated many girls, and after that I found you. And I think I'm very happy, I feel very lucky. So there's nothing wrong with casual dating, there's nothing wrong with dating apps. And she would be like, oh no, she would judge him, how can you meet people just like that, how could you just have so many flings, how could you just do this, do that, or make out with someone, or this or that. And then when she's in casual dating and she's just casually dating people, I'm just giving an example, guys, and then she realizes, oh, it's so boring, you actually don't find anyone worth spending time with, and that's why this guy was looking for love. Oh, now I understand. You have to be, both of them have to be on both sides actually. That's why she becomes more logical and practical, and he becomes more emotional and sensitive. Not like extra sensitive, but he develops his empathetic side too. Or maybe there are certain things that she was doing, especially for the mission. She's too crazy about the mission. At 12 o'clock in the night, 2 o'clock in the night, she would run away, go away to rescue someone. Or, during her mission work, she would just suddenly be like, no, I just want to, for 3 days, I want to do certain chanting or certain type of meditation. And he would be like, what the hell is wrong with you? Like, why do you keep doing this? Why do you have to rescue someone? Why do you have to save the planet? Why don't you just enjoy your life? Right now, just have fun. And she would be like, no, I can't do that. I have to do it's, I'm not able to do it. I have to save someone, I have to help someone. And he would be like, don't do that, and this and that. And now when he is turning into an empathetic person, he wants to extend his support. Like, I can give you one more very great example. Like, say for example, the Divine Feminine has a habit of counseling people. She meets someone who on the street, she might not even know that person, and that person says to her that I'm going through a certain problem in life, and she starts giving them some very positive motivating statements, or she calls them up, or she discusses, and he's with her and he's like, why do you have to do that? Why do you have to just randomly help people? Why do you have to be this ray of light in everyone's life? Do you think they even need it? Do you think they want your advice? And she would be like, I felt like doing it. What's wrong in being nice to people? What's wrong in being good to people? What's wrong in being sweet to people? What's wrong in giving people hope? And he would be like, well, you don't need to. And they would fight about it. And now she feels that I don't want to give free advice to people. I don't want to just go and help everyone just like that randomly. What if that person doesn't even need my help? What if that... So they are seeing it from that perspective. And he, on the other hand, is thinking that he sees someone on the street who needs help, and he goes and helps them out, and he feels very nice about it. Or for her, she can differentiate between the fake people who need help, the fake victims, the fake energy vampires, and she goes like, no, I don't want to help them out. Or I don't want to do it for free, helping everyone for free, and then taking on their negative energy, unhealed energy, and then fall sick, and then be on bed for 20 days or 30 days. So she also starts learning, and he also starts learning, but both of them come into balance. Or she starts realizing that I must help people, but I must do it in a proper way. I must create some kind of a module, or some kind of a platform, or some kind of a system where I can help genuine people also who may not have the funds to receive my help, and then I also help people who want to do deeper work. And he, on the other hand, also starts realizing, because his programming was such that he used to think that everyone who's in trouble or something is a victim or a fake victim. He can also see people that who genuinely need help, and maybe it could be certain words of upliftment that can help them out. Maybe not even money is needed, maybe not even big things are needed, small things are needed. So all of these things happen when his world starts crumbling down. And in this channeling session, for those of you who resonate with this, his world is crumbling down. All of the delusions and illusions he had, they are breaking down. And he's feeling very agitated, very annoyed also, because he is also frustrated that at one point in time in his life, he was thinking that somebody, divine feminine, is the problem. And now she's not there. She's not been there for 1 year or 2 years or 3 years. And the problems are worse now. They've gotten worse. At least with her, I had a happy place. I could go to someone. I could go to her and feel good about it. Or I could see her and, a different person who loves herself, who's flourishing, doing things. She falls, she gets up, she falls, she gets up. She keeps trying. And now he's also feeling bad that he was creating so much difficulty for her. Why was he so mean? Why was he such a douchebag? Why? Why was I doing that to her? I created more problems for her. She already had problems. She was already fighting with dark energies, and now I did worse to her. How could I do that? So his world is crumbling down, ladies and gentlemen. And this is opposite polarity right now that I'm talking about. In many ways, her world is also crumbling down because she has now started distancing herself with those people who don't matter to her or who don't understand her or who don't love her. She has started making new friends, or she has started spending time alone. She has also started managing herself better. So even her world is crumbling down. So in that way, they are both mirroring each other. So basically the old life as you know it, as they know it, they both know it, will crumble, is crumbling. You may lose the friends, the connections, the belief systems. Most important is the belief systems. The old, redundant or belief systems that were just carry forward belief systems, they are crumbling down. The jobs, the businesses. Even as I said, the physical images or the type of partner that could keep you happy, all of that is broken down. Even the divine feminine during separation phase, she also thinks that I don't want to, some of them I would say, I don't want to be with him, I can find someone better than him. And then comes a karmic, and then she hangs out with the karmic, and karmics gives her even more problems, or is worse. She feels like even if the karmic is loving her, pampering her, giving her attention, saying the right things, doing the right things, expressing, but his expression is so fake. She feels that he was so fake, such a fake person, such a fake lover. How could I, not that, again, they are karmics, they also have their own lessons. So I don't want to sound very mean or, or even you to feel that way. But the thing is that this is the feeling she goes through. That's such a fake person. I don't want fake love. And he also feels the same when he gets involved with the false twin, and he goes like, oh my god, I thought my DF was not my twin and she is my twin. Some of them even know about the twin flame journey, by the way, because they've been together for so long. They have gone through those discussions, and he feels like whatever this twin flame is, and when he meets the false twin or the karmic who he's supposed to learn the final lessons with, he thinks that, oh, she is displaying those qualities of a twin, whatever my divine feminine used to talk about. So their understanding of partnership, their understanding of love, their understanding of a relationship, their understanding of commitment, everything is crumbling down. And it happens with one twin first, and then it happens with the other. So it's happening with the divine masculine for sure. And this is also something that will fast track the awakening process, the ascension and the awakening process. I mean, there are many things that come from the books, that come from this place, that place, the sound, the therapy, like the other things that people do. Go to a yoga studio, go to a this, go to a that. No, this is coming from life. From life, they are learning this. And of course, it is the divine feminine's inner work. Let me tell you, the more inner work she does, the more surrender she does, the more let go she does, it will have a very strong impact on him. So on this note, I'm going to end this channeling session. I'll see you soon in another one. One love and peace out.